What's happening, fellas? And here we are again with method number 100. Most of these methods are on videos on the website in the last year or further back than that. But on getting your throttle servo, the carb in an ideal place, I'm getting, you can see there, number 3 throttle. I'm getting 130, 130. So I'm getting a lot of resolution because I've extended, which is definitely the best way. I tried to 2 or 3 times now. I've not extended, and it's more work and complicated not to extend. The big advantage to extending from this pivot point up here, you see that brass shaft that's going through, and by not going to here but almost doubling that to come down to here, the barreled muffler, you get down into a bigger gap, so you don't have to worry as much about getting the plastic ball length away from the heat. So that allowed me to put this extension plate on the side I prefer not to. I prefer it on this side of the factory plate, where I can put the ball link between the plate and the car block, the reed block. But this has the sleeve in it. This is the reason I use it. I got this from DA, and it's got the sleeve that fills in that 5mm hole. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that big honking 5mm hole. So it fills that in and knocks it down to 3mm adapter. You know, it's a 3mm adapter sleeve. And then I was able to cut the top off because it's a little bit long, and then drill the 3/8 hole that's in that silver carb arm through the red arm from DA, and then I was able to have this extension. Couldn't put it on the other side without messing up the geometry because it's a dog leg. It's not a straight shot, and that would have messed me up. But again, I have the clearance down here because I'm further away from the barrel part of the muffler. So this gives me everything I need, and it's all lined up this way for no binding. I could go even way further with no binding. It's all lined up this way, no binding and good geometry. And then I got the 130, 130. Again, I will reiterate that the manufacturers, especially DLE, this is a DLE 170, that since they're cloning all this, and I don't think they make chainsaws and weed whackers, that why are they copying Walbro on this 5mm hole and this short arm, and not having an arm for the choke? And why do they put these T-handles on here? We're using screwdrivers through the cow. We do not need a T-handle. I don't know why DLE is doing this stuff on their Walbro clone carb, but they're the first offender. And then none of the distributors are offenders, not Valley View, not Joe Louis, or anybody distributing. But, GP in Taiwan and DA and stuff, they should be doing something. Either cut these silver arms off, because this choke arm's wrong orientation all the time. This thing's no good for us. It needs to be where this arm is here, at the end, it should be there at the end. And where it's here at this end, it should be up here. So, cut these off for us and send us an arm that we can bolt on like these and drill it out, because they're always too small. And then we'll do it. If you're not going to do it right for us, at least do that and cut this arm off here too for us, and give us the same thing there. Just give us an arm that's all drilled and ready, and we'll bolt the carb arm on too, and we'll drill 2 holes. These are aluminum from PSP. That's the best, easy to drill. And give us one of those, and then we'll set it up. And then, it might take us half hour, an hour to do these things instead of all night. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I keep talking about the ARF manufacturers that make it so easy for us, and this stuff hasn't changed in 23 years, and it's just lazy on the engine manufacturer's part. They can get this shaft made, this shaft right here, just get a new one made, and then just slide this one out and put the new one in. It's all set up for us, and we won't have to do anything. And then just cut this off and give us this, give us a bolt-on shaft for that. And then dial. And DLE could just make it, since they're cloning the whole thing. So I've gone over this recently, and I'm going to keep complaining until something happens. Then, yeah, on this I took in the manual, I think it says not to rotate this carb 180. but I did rotate at 180, and I did go to the Walbro, even though I had just as good a luck with the stock DLE Walbro clone. At least I'm calling it a Walbro clone. Then the Walbro. To me, they both work the same. You know, everything's the same. I get the same power. I get the same linearity. I get the same idle, the same reliability, same needle, adjustment variance. Like it's all. But I had this Walbro carb sitting here. I have a few of them, so I just threw it on. And then, yeah, I spun this 180. The DLE, and I think their manual says not to change it, but I've changed these so many times over the years. The pulse port goes all the way through the same on the other side, so I'm expecting it to work totally perfectly. They have the needles back here in the back, and then your muffler stack's right there. It's actually, it's really hard to get to. And then they use a dumb T-handle on the needle. Yeah, you can see that there, so that's dumb too. And so the Walbro's got the regular needles. Now you can replace that T-handle needle easy enough, but you got to order and buy it. And then this is in the front of the plane, so it's much easier to get to the needles. So I just used a Walbro and spun this 180. Not necessary, but that's what I did. Yeah, and I used that DA extension, which I needed to drill a few holes to make that work. And that works fine. I didn't have to do that either. There's a lot of other ways. One of the easiest ways, to me, the easiest and best way, is sometimes the Walbro carb, I don't know if DA has them made or the Walbro has them made, but this will come with a sleeve in that 5mm hole, a brass sleeve that adapts that hole down to 3mm. I'm going to call DA and try to get some, but maybe Walbro too, depending on who's making them. But that's the quickest, easiest, and then you can use something straight instead of something dog leg like that. But this all works. This is not quick and easy though. There's a few holes and some cutting. So those brass sleeves that sometimes come in the carb, those make an extension quick and easy. But nothing quick as easy as if they would just send it out right, send it out ready for us. Come on, man. That's just subpar, baby. Other than that, really looking forward to November's event. Got to start putting the word out more for Hemet. I don't know why. The SAC event I just went to, I had so much fun, and I met all those guys at my event at Hemet in December. But I was busy and it was only 2 days. Didn't really get to know them. So then I got to know them even more when I went to SAC, where I wasn't running it. I could just sit there and enjoy the event. Those guys, they're so fun and they fly so good. Can't wait to see them again. Can't wait to fly with them again. But I said before, I don't know why their event's not huge. It's so nicely put together. The club president David, and then Matt and his wife Cherie and their son Vincent. Matt and Cherie do so much work and made so much nice food and made everything so nice for everyone. I don't know why everybody's not going. I'm not sure they don't know, or there's just not that many pilots doing freestyle anymore. One thing I did notice, guys, there were some guys there that didn't fly, that had their planes and stuff, and they just said they were intimidated. I drug one up, and, took off and landed for him, and it was a little windy, but we're having fun in that wind. It didn't matter. But the thing about being intimidated, we all wish we were better. I know I do. And then, so you can't let that bother you. And then the big thing is just having the fun of being at an event where everybody's like-minded. You might go to your field on like Saturday or Sunday morning, and the guys are not like-minded with you. But you go to a freestyle event, and for the whole weekend or 3 days, everybody's like-minded. Everybody is expecting you to freestyle, expecting you to be whipping around and being close and all that fun stuff, and they're not surprised by you doing that, and they're like, hooting for you or whatever the case may be. Like, everybody's happy. It's normal. what can pass for, what you can experience as people thinking, you feel like you're in the wrong place sometimes, especially nowadays. Like when I started, everybody was glowing gas. There was no electrics at the field. So everybody's making noise, everybody's got fuel everywhere, everybody's tuning a motor, and that was just normal. Now you go to our field, everybody's got an electric, usually a tiny one, and you come up with a, 120 or 170 cc gas, or you just feel like you're you don't belong there. uh, but at the events you belong, and everybody will be welcoming, everybody will be happy to see you fly, everybody will be encouraging. So if you're intimidated, let that go, and just come bring your planes and fly. And if there's not that many guys, well, I can't change that. I mean, having the channel and trying to encourage everybody, hopefully grow the hobby a little bit. But if we're down right now on freestyle pilots, we're down on freestyle pilots. But yeah, I hope everybody comes. And when it's small, we have a ball anyway. But I'd like to see the crowd show up. And there's some talk, at least Dylan, I guess, told me that Super Tim's talking about coming out. I don't know if that'll happen. He's talking about maybe bringing somebody. Maybe that would be Antonio D'Souza. I don't know about any of that, but that would be fun. Hopefully Spencer comes. He came 2 events ago, but he didn't come to the last event. And he's done this so much and been pulled around so much and been to all these comps. And this is a dink little fun freestyle thing. So it's, he's got a life. But we'll see. It'd be fun if he did. He's my favorite guy to watch. And then, yeah, we'll see who ends up showing up. But if it's just the group that we've had at Hemet in December, and the group we had at, which is almost the same group, a little bit smaller in Sacramento. It might have been half the guys really in Sacramento, but the same guys. And Juan Sanchez, he made it fun for me because he's like my teacher, my tutor. So hopefully he'll be there to help me some more, try to get better. And we'll have a ball either way, but it'd be fun to see how many freestyle guys there are around. It's a month after the shootout, so hopefully that means everybody's like done all their competing, has had a month to rest, and it's a good time. But they also could just be tired and not want to do anything. So, but yeah, either way, it's going to be a ball, and we're going to have a good time. So, that's kind of it. That's kind of basically what I wanted to say. I showed you guys, right, that I got 130, 130 on my endpoints. I think I did show you that. And yeah, pretty dialed. I don't know if I showed you this. I think maybe I did or didn't, but I never use red Loctite on anything. I don't like it. I like this orange. It's high strength, just like the red Loctite, but it's removable. You don't have to use a torch to get it off, but it ain't going nowhere, man. It ain't never coming out. So that's what I use, when I extend the arm and I put the 2 bolts through. I use it there, and a couple other places. Not too many, mostly I use the blue Loctite, blue thread locker, and then on all my mufflers and muffler bolts and everything, I just use RTV. I don't use any Loctite thread lockers on the muffler bolt stuff, or these reblock car bolts or anything. Yeah. Now I'm really digressing. So that's about it. Yeah. Out.